Hello, 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 how are you, ordinary diploma students? How are you, undergraduate or bachelor degree students who are pursuing different courses in engineering? I'm very happy to have you today, and I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the viewers. If you are ordinary diploma students who is pursuing any course or any field in engineering, or you are bachelor or undergraduate degree students who is pursuing any field of engineering, then this is the good news. I have good news for you today about industrial practical training and an activate, and also it's called the field in engineering or field works or field practice in TCU, Tanzania Commissions for Universities, or for all the universities under the TCU. My name is Olenjolai, Moko TAYAI Losingo. Simply just call me Olenjolai. I thank God who have given me a gift of teaching. Teaching, it's a work of my heart. And also I thank God who have given me a gift of engineering. I thank God I am a professional electronics and telecommunication engineer, and I'm very committed to teach other or to prepare fresh and competent engineers in electrical engineering and its related field, especially electronics engineering and telecommunication engineering. So then I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the students who are in vacation right now of an academic year. We are recording this content specifically at the beginning of academic year 2024 and 2025. Right now they're in vacations, they're in field works, and also they're industrial practical training. And then so I have a good news for you. Then before I move on into the contents that I've prepared today about how, you know, the title, what are we going to discuss? How to write reports. How to write reports on industrial practical training logbook. So this is, I know it's in a very high demand for the first year ordinary diploma students, which we call them NTA level 4. And also its improvement for second year NTA level 5. And this is very important for the first year undergraduate or bachelor degree students, who we call them NTA level 7A, and also its improvements for NTA level 7B and NTA level 7C. And this is the pre-requirements for any first year students who want to know how to write these technical reports, general and technical reports. So then, before I move, before we concentrate on today's topic of discussion, let me introduce to you about our two online institution and the college. Welcome, dear students, welcome into our online institution that's called Tanzania Online Institute of Technology, where we are teaching currently undergraduate or bachelor degree students, but later on we'll be teaching master's degree students. So in these online schools, we have a number of departments. One of the departments is called Departments of Electronics Engineering, and another one is called the Departments of Higher Engineering and Scientific Mathematics. Another department is called Departments of Electronics of Higher Electronics Engineering. These departments of Higher Electronics Engineering, Departments of Higher Telecommunication Engineering, and also we have Departments of Higher Computer Science. Then welcome into our another online college that's called the Tanzania Online Full Technical College. Full Technical College in abbreviation is FTC. And then Tanzania Online Institute of Technology is just corresponding to different institutions in Tanzania. And this is also very important college where we are teaching ordinary diploma students, first year ordinary diploma students, second year and third year. We teach them about the beauty of engineering, basic engineering and scientific mathematics, and also the beauty of electronics engineering, telecommunication engineering, electrical engineering, mechatronics engineering, mechanical engineering, and also biomedical equipment engineering, computer engineering, and even computer science. We have a number of departments also. We have a departments of basic telecommunication engineering, basic electronics engineering, basic engineering and scientific mathematics departments, etc., etc. So today we'll be focused on basic telecommunication engineering. Then these contents are the modules of our discussion is called Industrial Practical Training, or IPT, for all the institutions, universities and colleges which under the NACTIVATE. NACTIVATE is an abbreviation of what? This is the NACTIVATE, National Council for Technical and Vocational Education in Tanzania. Then for the universities under TCU, Tanzania Commission for Universities, then we call them Field of Engineering. That's the names of the modules. We call first of all the course, and then it's called the field of what? Field, or we call it the field. And then this contains I dedicate into first year and second year diploma or bachelor degree students in engineering fields. We call them NTA level 4, NTA level 5, and NTA level 7 for the NACTIVATE. And our today's discussion, we are going to discuss about how to write reports on industrial practical logbook. Here it's a logbook for one of the institutions, former institution that called Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology. And this one is the Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology Industrial Practical Training Logbook, or IPT. So in short, we call it IPT. Then this is just the outer cover. We are going to discuss about how to write. This is one of the institutions where I did my studies in electronics and telecommunication engineering, but also it's the institutions where I'm working, I'm teaching locally, but I have a vision to be a national electronics and telecommunication lecturer, tutorial assistance, lecturer, and assistant lecturer, just to teach the beauty of electronics engineering, telecommunication engineering. So that's the truth, and I'm very happy to have you. So what are the requirements for you to understand and grasp the concept that I'm going to discuss today? Firstly, my classes are very interactive, and I would like to ask you to be serious, listen careful, and actually watch this video several times as well as you can. So you should have a fresh mindset, and you should be ready to learn and to receive good news that actually transform your mind and answer different questions that you've been asking yourself about how to write reports in IPT logbooks. Again, you should have your exercise book, you should have your pencil in case of the simple drawings that you'll be having, and you should have a fresh mindset and ask yourself a number of questions, so that the information I'm going to give you, the knowledge, the understanding and wisdom that I'm going to deliver to you will be the answer of the question that you've been asking yourself, right? And you should have your logbooks, but also you should have these guidelines that, for instance, I have a guidelines, Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, an agent of regulations and guidelines for industrial practical training for NTA level 4 to NTA level 8. But remember, NTA level 8, they don't have industrial practical training. But just moving from NTA level 7 to NTA level 8, that will be the last industrial practical training. Then I will be happy to hear your questions and your comments in the comment sections and also in the chat if this video will be going live. But we'd like to ask you that to be a serious online students. Please register yourself in our Tanzania online, because of our official YouTube channel that called Tanzania Online Institute of Technology, for you to access all the contents about engineering, contents about higher engineering mathematics, contents in all our 6 departments. We have departments of Kingdoms of Heaven, we have departments of Ufalme Mbinguni Uje Tanzania. We have 6 departments in this online institution, and also we have 6 departments in this online institution. For you to access ordinary diploma contents, search in YouTube, our official YouTube channel, Tanzania Online Full Technical College. For you to access our undergraduates or bachelor degree students and even master degree students in future, please search Tanzania Online Institute of Technology, and you will find that we've already taught different contents and different topics, where that we have already published more than 200 videos in each of our official YouTube channel, and also we are publishing at least 1 video in a week. So if that's the case, right now it's a good time for us to go and start about our discussion. And before we continue with our discussion, I would like to invite God, Almighty God. I trust in God and I believe in God, and I am a servant of God. I am a citizen of the kingdoms of heaven. So regardless of your religions, regardless of your maybe your dominations, I would like to ask you that just let us spend 1 minute of prayer to invite our Almighty God to teach us and open our understanding to receive this information and apply them effectively. Let us pray. Our Father who is in heaven, we come before your presence and say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you because you have invited the hundreds and thousands of Tanzanian students to come and enjoy the beauty of industrial practical training. Father, thank you for this fresh session, and thank you for this fresh lecture that you have prepared for them, which is a workshop. Father, welcome to open my mind, and welcome to help me to teach them the secrets of industrial practical training so that they can get answers of the year questions, and also they can write excellent reports as engineers, as electronics engineering engineers, as telecommunication engineers, as electrical engineers, as mechanical engineers, as just in different fields of engineering, so that they may understand how to present the industrial activities in paper. Father, we thank you, and I would like to ask you to open the mind of each student who is going to watch and listen these contents in order for them to understand and apply for the rest of their year life. Father, I'm praying in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Congratulations for praying, and congratulations for trusting God, and congratulations for inviting the kingdoms of heavens to come and take place. Well, so remember that I'm going to use the curriculum of Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology as just an example. Our main focus just is to provide the contents and to teach about the beauty of engineering education in Tanzania. However, that the contents might be international or might be applied in different universities, institutions, and colleges in Africa, in America, in Europe, etc. But remember, our main focus is Tanzania, and right now or currently we are going to discuss based on the guidelines, requirements, and the curriculums of the Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology. In short, it's called the DIT. So we are in session 3, how to write reports on IPT, or industrial practical training logbooks. So let me just clarify some few concepts, or let us go and discuss. This is guidelines, regulations and guidelines for industrial practical training. So you must have this. I'll be just quoting some of the informations and explaining them with vivid examples. So now let us discuss in short about the meaning of logbook. So number 1 in our discussion is logbook. The logbook. The logbook. Okay, logbook. So what is the logbook? First of all, this is the question number 1. What is IPT logbook? What the meanings of this book, first of all? Okay, so he said the logbook saves us. The IPT logbook, this is quotation, the IPT logbook saves us as the only formal record, of the students industrial practical training, or IPT performance, and should be therefore be looked after should be therefore be looked after or filled in neatly and should be given the correct priority, and it should be given the correct priority. Okay, this is the simple definitions of IPT or Industrial Practical Training Logbook. So what is it? The IPT logbook serves as what? So it serves as the only formal. We have formal and informal. So serve as the only formal record. So it's a formal record of what? Of the students' industrial practical training performance. So from this definition, so IPT logbook, this is the formal. Formal what? Formal records. Formal records. Formal records of what? Formal records of students' performance. Students' performance. Daily performance, weekly and daily performance. And performance in what durations of the time? First of all, daily performance, students' daily performance, and also weekly students' performance. Weekly students' performance. But also, industrial practical training logbooks, it looks like a technical report. Whenever you do an experiment, you'll be having a theoretical concept in that experiment. You'll be having a simulation section. You'll be having what? You'll be having experimental part. So in electronics, remember that in a telecommunication engineer or in engineering, we have those three main sections: theoretical concept, simulation, computer simulation session, and also what? Experimental session. So logbook actually will be a collection of daily practical works that the students will be performing in particular industrial activity or organization activity or institutions activity or workshop activity. And remember that this is not session, it's actual workshop 3. Workshop 3. Workshop 3. Workshop 3. So workshop 3 writes reports on IPT logbook. Okay, so we say that what should we write in these industrial practical logbooks? So this is, let's say, contents of IPT logbook. What should be writing in this logbook? What contents should be right? So number 1, we say that the technical theory of the particular system or particular product or particular prototype, particular system, the technical theory. So remember that the adjective, the technical theory of the particular system, of particular engineering system, of particular engineering system, of particular engineering system, of particular products, engineering products, as the electronics products or mechanical products or electrical product of particular electronics prototype or telecommunication prototype or maybe mechatronics prototype. This is the first contents that we expect you to find in industrial practical training logbook. Secondly, then we say that the computer simulation, the computer simulation of particular, the computer simulation means either schematic circuit diagram, computer simulation schematic circuit diagram, the PCB layout, so the computer simulation of the particular engineering system or particular engineering product or particular engineering prototype, etc., etc. So what do you expect? So remember that the technical theory of particular engineering systems and then here should be accompanied with what? This technical theory should be accompanied with drawings or drawings for other fields, but for electrical engineering and telecommunication and electronics engineering, we also have diagrams. So what do you mean about diagrams? It can be either block diagram or schematic circuit diagram. But in computer simulation of the particular engineering system or products or prototype, so this one, it can be either a schematic circuit diagram, okay, of maybe traffic light, a schematic circuit diagram of possibly maybe maybe of schematic circuit diagrams of fabricating pressure sensor, maybe schematic circuit diagram of designing, let's say that automatic car parking, etc., etc. Or schematic circuit diagrams of electric elevator, schematic circuit diagrams of computer, maybe the central processing unit of the computer, schematic circuit diagrams of maybe random accessory memory, schematic circuit diagrams of read-only memory. What is schematic circuit diagrams in that? So schematic circuit diagram. Then in this we can also have what? PCB layout of that particular system. But also in the computer simulation part, yes, PCB layout, you can also have flow chart. You may also draw what? Flow chart. No, flow chart will be discussing in the second part, that sometimes the computer programming process. Okay. So this is schematic circuit diagram, PCB layout, and circuit diagram sometimes, etc., etc., etc. So this is in case of, but also for the mechanical or electrical, you can have electrical wiring diagram. Electrical wiring diagram. And for the mechanical, they can have solid work, we call it solid work. There's a particular specific solid works models, example 3D models or diagrams, means computed model, SolidWorks models. This is very important. Then another content that you may include in your industrial practical training logbook, it's what? Computer program. computer program. Computer program. It can be either a general purpose computer program, or if you're working in the computer system, or it can be possibly the computer simulations, yes. But also, I remember, you may also include what? You may include the network diagrams. Network diagrams. Network diagrams by using different network software. For instance, there's a software that's called just network diagrams for the network topologies. Network diagrams or topology diagrams. Topology diagrams, etc. So a network diagrams of what? Of computer switch, a standard switch, or maybe yes, a standard switch, and the network diagrams with routers. So network diagrams of PC, routers, switches, or standard switches, and the servers. You may also have a cellular network diagrams or block diagrams and different issues. We'll be discussing in detail. For instance, in cellular, we have radio network, and also we have core network. Radio network and the core network. So radio network, we have E node B, and also evolved node B, and also we have G node B. Okay. So in computer program, we can have two types of computer program. First of all, in computer program, what we expect, we may see that, or you may include, you may draw what? Flowcharts. Flowcharts just to explain the executions or the operations of that computer programs when it will be executed from the top to bottom, right? Flowcharts very important, and you should know how to draw a flowchart, right? So you should know how to draw what? Flowchart. Say, students, say flowcharts. So you may have a flowchart. Also, in computer programs, you may have a general computer program. So a general computer program written in what? Let's say that you may write codes written in high level computer programming language. High level computer programming language. Example, a program written in what? In C, or a program written in what? In C++, or a program written in what? A program written in what? In Python. Program written in what? In C#. Program written in what? Program written in MATLAB. Maybe a program written in which language? In HTML. Program written in what? Written in CSS. Program written in what? Program written in HP language. Not HP computer, no HP. So HP language. Or program written in MySQL, and also program written in Java, etc., etc. So you may have just the flowchart to show the algorithms, because maybe in that particular day or particular systems or particular computer systems or computerized system or embedded systems such as maybe ATM machines, or maybe that you are in industrial sections, in instrumentation sections, and when maybe in an entire week you've been dealing with software parts, right? You've been dealing on just troubleshooting and fixing the problems in software. So you should not think that because we're electronics engineering students or telecommunication engineering students, we expect you to write the technical reports in Ipt Logbooks concerning about hardware. No, electronics is equal to electronics engineering is equal to hardware system plus, or hardware subsystem plus software subsystem. So you should be open-minded. That's why I asked you to attend this workshop, because they'll open your mind. And sometimes you'll be, I believe that if you be serious students and be taking these sessions, these workshops, and read and go through and just listen and watch them several times, you will be just say that this logbook, it's very small to write what I know. Right? So you'll be competent in such a way that, these are just a very small logbooks for bachelor degree students. This is a very small logbook for ordinary diploma students. They should add more spaces for me to just write what I know or what I understood. So this is the third content. The first content, so we discussed about flowcharts. Also, in computer program, okay? So in computer programs, you may also have what? Number 3, embedded computer program. Embedded computer. You may have embedded computer programs. Embedded computer programs written in high level embedded computer, high level embedded computer programming language, high level computer programming language, such as Arduino, or such as, yes, let's say that such as number 1, Arduino, the simplest one. Can also have embedded computer programming language written by using Python. Can also have embedded computer program written by using micro C. Then you can have computer embedded programming programs written by Atmel Studio. Also, you can have embedded computer programming language written in what? Yes, because Python is in case you want to programs raised by Pi, micro C, Atmel Studio. Yes, you can have also embedded computer programming language written by using PLC ladder language. And if you are working in industries such as Azam Industries, Mohammed Enterprises Industries, maybe TBLO Industries, Coca-Cola Industries, you'll find some PLC system. Okay, so you'll be seeing different PLC ladder language is being written in order to troubleshoot and fix up the program, or fix up the problem. Okay, then that they said content. So the first content, the technical theory. Let's say electronics engineering technical theory, telecommunication engineering technical theory, mechatronics engineering technical theory, mechanical engineering technical theory. Number 2, the computer simulation by using differently online or offline simulation softwares. And then number 3, computer programs. Yes, you may contain it, you may write them, and I would like to ask you that computer programs, let me just add value on this one. Computer programs plus comments, so that the reader will can understand comments. So computer programs with comments will understand that what you've been writing by using their comments, if you include the comments. Then the first contents of that you may write, or you may just write in Industrial Practical Training or Ipt Logbook. It's called what? It's called the hardware experiment. hardware what? Experiments, or hardware practical. Hardware practical. So in hardware practical, there's a lot that also you may write, right? So hardware what? Practical. So in hardware experiments that maybe you've done experiments, experiments of the of designing, let's say that the experiment maybe the following, you may write the following experiments. So mean that you may write the following experiments. The following what? Experiments. The first experiment that you may write is troubleshooting of a product, troubleshooting of engineering product, or troubleshooting engineering system, either by using hardwares or softwares, systems, troubleshooting engineering prototypes, troubleshooting engineering what? Engineering what? Systems, prototypes, subsystems, and engineering devices, troubleshooting engineering devices, troubleshooting engineering instruments, troubleshooting engineering equipment. That's what should you write the first art experiment. Number two, also in these experiments, or in the part of the experiments or hardware experiments, you may write about disassembling of different parts. Disassembling of different parts. For instance, example, you may disassemble maybe a motherboard, a computer motherboards, or you may disassemble a prototype motherboards by using desoldering. Desoldering, and then desoldering of electronics components. You may also disassemble by using screwdrivers, etc., etc. So disassembling of different parts of engineering system, or engineering products, or engineering machine, or engineering instruments, or engineering equipment, you may disassemble. You may just disassemble different parts. That's one of the experiments. Another experiment are assembling different parts. Assembling different parts. Different parts of what? Of engineering products, or systems, or prototypes, or devices, or instruments, or equipments, or machines. So assembling of what? Assembling of different parts of what? Of engineering, as we discussed. Another experiment that you may write is assembling, first of all, troubleshooting, disassembling, assembling of what? Of different parts of the engineering system. Another experiment is testing of what? Of, let's say, repair the engineering product, or engineering machines, or engineering instruments, etc., etc. Another experiment is measurements of different measurements of different engineering parameters. Let's say that electrical, and the mechanical, electrical and mechanical physical quantities. Physical quantities. So these are some guidelines, some of the parts that, or some of the information that you may write in case of 40, in case of the hardware part. Do you understand? Please let me know if you have a question in what? Question about contents of IPT logbooks. Again, number 4, I have prepared 7. God has given me 7 important engineering information that you may write in your industrial practical IPT logbook. Number 16, you may also write about, in case of the experiments, design of engineering, hardware design of engineering product or engineering machines. Maybe in that institution, that industry, they are designing some parts, or engineering instruments. Maybe they are designing multimeters for their systems, instruments, or engineering equipment, or engineering system, or engineering prototype. For instance, maybe in the industry or the workshop that you are working, you are designing maybe water dispenser system, etc. And also designs, etc. Then number 7, what should you actually write in the hardware parts of your on your industrial practical training logbook? Number 7, you may write about what? You may write about the analysis of existing system, hardware analysis of what? Of existing engineering products. So when you do analysis, you analyze to understand and maybe you can improve. So hardware, remember that this is hardware design, and also you may write hardware analysis of existing engineering product, analysis of existing engineering machines, analysis, hardware analysis of existing engineering instruments, then hardware analysis of existing engineering equipment, and also maybe you can design or you can analyze a particular engineering system, etc. So we have more than what I have mentioned there, right? So these are some. It doesn't mean that you should be limited, but these are my intentions is to build a foundation and open your mind. I'll be teaching you also how to arrange, to organize your information. And what are the tricks? How should you draw a net diagrams so that you may have a high score? First of all, you may understand your field of knowledge, and also you may harvest a high score in terms of the marks. You should have a plan of scoring grade A in all your industrial practical training modules or field of engineering courses, right? You have questions? Please let me know in the comment section. If this is the time that you've joined us, you're warmly welcome. This is all about Olenjolai, working and teaching you in engineering, especially industrial practical trainings, these practical fields after class classroom sessions. Then students go into different industries. So I'm trying to teach you what should you learn, and what should you write, and what should you extract from industries in relation to what you have learned in classroom. So we have two online institutions. One online institution that called TANZANIA Online Institute of Technology. We have an official YouTube channel that called that. And also we have another online institution, college that called TANZANIA Online Technical College. So if it's your first time, just visit those official YouTube channel, subscribe them, and wait for the fresh bread for your mind, and to be transformed, to transform your mind in mathematics, science, and engineering. And I want to tell you that the information that you are going to learn and adapt and absorb into your veins and capillaries and arteries, I want to tell you that will transform your life now and forever. Well, so that's all about the contents. I believe that I have tried my level best to answer a number of questions that you have, because I know so many students, especially first year students, they've been asking themselves, what should I write in this book? How can I fail? There is no any module that have taught me how to fail and how to write the reports, these technical reports, and nobody who has taught us in the class. Then I want to tell you that you should not worry. From today onwards, Olenjolai will teach you about what God has taught me, and also my assistants lecturers, tutorial assistants, and just lecturers in this field of electronics and telecommunication engineering, right? Then, do you know that? Can you predict what will be next? Next, now we want to learn about logging, or parts of the, let us learn about 20 parts of logbook. So remember that I have a logbook. I have a logbook. This is the logbook that I'm going to use, and I have the guidelines. So let me teach you about parts, logging of task, or filling the logbook. And before I teach you how to fill the logbooks, let me teach you the main parts. The main parts of the logbooks. And then be discussing how to fill some of the parts at the beginning. So the logbook of the Dar-es-Salaam Institute of Technology has 7. So 7 main parts. Then I'll teach you 4, how to fill just 4. 7 main parts of industrial practical training, or IPT, or field logbook. In future, I will also teach you about the main parts of field logbooks of University of Dar-es-Salaam, the main parts of the field logbooks of University of Dodoma, etc., etc. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. The good news is coming. The main parts of logbooks that is used at Karume Institute of Technology in Zanzibar, etc. So 7 main parts of IPT logbook. So this one will be just be more specific. According to DIT Dar-es-Salaam Institute of Technology, in short DIT, I'll be using just DIT continuously. DIT is curriculum. The IPT logbook contains 7 main parts that every engineering student must fill them. Must fill them correctly. Must fill them correctly. The first part, it mentions all of these main parts, and then be discussing each part as long as we continue. But remember that I know right now every student or students say that, okay, so maybe you want to copy. No, stop copying the reports of the previous engineering students. Write your own, because you are competent enough to write your own report. Imagine that if there is not any report to copy from your brothers, maybe of the previous academic years or previous years. The first part is called a weekly report page. The first part is a weekly report page. So there are one page for a weekly report page. So when you talk about a weekly report page, we'll be discussing later on. So let me just mention them, and then we'll be discussing what is it. And then we'll be having ruled page, followed by a graph or plain page. Ruled page, followed by a graph or plain page. Ruled page followed by a graph or a plain page. The said section or part of the logbook is the part of signature. Say signature. Say signature. Part of the signature. The first main part is called the reporting writing. This is called the general and the technical. Okay, general and technical. Detailed report. Detailed. General and technical detailed report page. General and the technical detailed report page. That's the first. The fifth main part of the Ipt logbook is called photograph documentation. It's called the photograph documentation. Photograph documentation. Say photograph documentation. Photograph documentation. Photograph documentation. The sixth main part is called the drawing plan. Drawing or diagram plan. Drawing or diagram plan. And the seventh section is called the recommendation page. Recommendation page. Recommendation page. These are the 7 sections of 40 of 7 main parts of 40 of industrial, practical, or Ipt logbook, or field of engineering, or engineering field, or field of engineering logbook. The first section is what? Let us reinforce in our mind. A weekly report page. The second one is what? Ruled page followed by a graph or plain page. The third part is what? Signature. The fourth part is what? General and technical detailed report page. The fifth part is what? Photograph documentation. The sixth part is what? Drawing or diagram plane. And the seventh part is what? Recommendation page. So today, or just the first main parts that the students have to focus are these three parts. A weekly report page, rule page followed by a graph or plain page, and signature. So in this workshop 3, I'm going to discuss about these 3 sections. In the next workshop 4, workshop 5, workshop 6, workshop 7, etc., will be discussed about general and technical detail report page, because this you should write at the end of your industrial practical training, and including photograph documentation, but you should take the photograph documentation. We'll be discussing about that section, and just the interesting photograph that you have to take. Drawing and the diagram plane we'll be discussing also later on. Recommendation page will be discussing, because each of them has marks. Okay? Has marks. So then let us discuss about number 1. Number 1 is what? A weekly. Do you understand industrial practical training module? Do you understand industrial practical training workshops? Let us know in the comment section. So dear students, let us discuss about a weekly report page. The first section, a weekly report page. We discuss about rule page followed by a graph or a plain page and signature. And that will be the end of workshop 3. Wonderful. Okay, so number 1. A weekly report, a weekly report page. What is a weekly report page in IPT of IPT Logbook? IPT Logbook. All the 7 sections have been mentioned in your first page and second page. In the second page of logbook. In the second page. So this is the second page of your logbook, and those are the information that you have to fill. You may have your logbook beside it. In all of these trainings, you should have your logbook, so that, and also your training manual or guidelines. So now, a weekly report page of IPT Logbook. So open the first page. The first page of your logbook. So the first page of your logbook, you see this there, what called a weekly report page. It's called what? A weekly report page. What does it have? It has day, industrial training week, from the date, hours spent, then days in the first column, and below you have a signature part. So this first page, you will see that there is the first part and the third part. The first main part and the third main part. However, the third main part will continue in the second main part, which is called the rule page followed by a graph or a plain page. Do you understand? Students, do you understand? Okay. So, what should we learn, or what is this